Hilltoppers here in Macon, Georgia. Live courtside alongside Joe Kopp Show, I'm Luke Winstel here with you. And Joe, as we take a look at these two teams, you've got WKU here coming in, undefeated so far. Mercer looking to get some momentum back after a 10-point loss to FAU on the road.
Yeah, and that loss against FAU, it was really a tight game. It just got out of control in the first half. They played a much better second half. So this is going to be a good matchup where these teams are going to see who they are, establish themselves for the rest of the season, and see, hey, do we have what it takes to make a postseason run, maybe a tournament run? And that all starts right here today.
It certainly does. For Western Kentucky, one of the top players you need to know on their side is Zofia Telegdi.
Yeah, Telegdi out of Hungary. I mean, she's been absolutely electric this season, 13.5 points per game, and it all comes from down low. You can see that high shooting percentage. She really knows how to use her height to get just a little bit extra open and drain those tough shots, as well as getting transition layups. She's been a sight to see so far.
On the Mercer side, senior forward Ashley Locke has been great on the block and is coming off a good performance again against FAU.
Yeah, with that performance, she got the SoCon Player of the Week. You can see leading in points and rebounds. And in that FAU game, she essentially scored half the team's points, 23 out of the 48, and was also dominant on the boards, averaging a double-double. She's truly been a sight to see early on in the season, and I expect her to get a lot of her work in the pick and roll, and that's one of my keys to the game, is going to be getting Ashley Locke open off the screens, getting her open down low, and we'll see how that progresses for her.
As we take a look at Kopp Show's keys here, for Western Kentucky, they've got to stay aggressive on defense and can't be afraid to use their size, Joe.
Yeah, we mentioned the pick and roll through Locke. That's going to have a lot of passes. That means a good opportunity to get steals if you can jump the lane. Right now, WKU is 7th best in the nation in getting steals, and they also have to use their size to their advantage on the defensive and offensive sides. They have more height than Mercer. They can use that to get the ball down low on offense, get easy layups. That will work. But they also shoot the three ball well, and for Mercer, that means you have to be active on the three-point arc.
Mercer here is going to get a good test of who they are in this era under Michelle Clark-Hurd, first season head coach. Western Kentucky as a team defensively has traditionally been very strong, and for the last 5 seasons they've been top 30 in the country in terms of steals per game. It's a big test for a Mercer offense that is meshing here early on. Yeah,
and Mercer had a problem with the turnovers against Florida Atlantic University, in which they had 25. So ball control for Hurd is going to be extremely important.
We are underway as Meade gives it off to Hayes on the wing here. Now it's inside for Telegdi. Ashley Locke comes up with the defensive play, but Telegdi on the second attempt gets it to go.
And that's going to be the matchup we're going to see all night between Locke and Telegdi as the full court press on early.
Full court press as Diarra is able to break it, gets through the trap. Now Locke has it. Mercer sets up offensively. We talk about the defense they'll have to deal with, and WKU on the road pressing. Here's a look at Mercer's lineup. Bennett, Diarra, Johnson, Bautista, and Locke. Same 5 we saw in the home opener. Aspen Johnson puts it up and cashes it in.
That was a great move. Not too much space, but she somehow found her way right in the middle of the paint, open.
Meade lifts up a 3. It's off the iron, rebounded by Bautista.
And this is part of what Clark-Hurd loves to do, having different players take the ball up the floor. You saw Bautista there take it up. Not something we're too used to seeing, but does an excellent job to get the ball up the floor quick.
The foul goes against number 33, Josie Gilvin. You see on your screen for Western Kentucky, they're trotting out the same starting 5 as they did in their last matchup.
And right now, if it's not broke, don't fix it, averaging 88 points.
Shot off the mark there from Diarra. Meade back to Hayes, who crosses over and gives it off to Telegdi. Telegdi and Locke will be a big-time matchup to watch. Salary, pass back out. Telegdi working on Locke again, off the bounce. Got some help defense from Bautista. It's scooped out, back around the horn. Shot clock's under 5. Telegdi, bounce pass for Gilvin's broken up, and that's a shot clock violation.
That was an excellent defensive possession from Mercer there. It started with Locke already picking up her second block of the game on Telegdi. Like you said, the game within the game between them. The help side defense, and then Bautista just throwing the arm out there, knowing that pass is coming through, able to get a tip on it and drain the rest of the shot clock.
Coach Clark Hurd relays the call in here to Johnson. Mercer can have different players bring up the ball. It's not just the same person every time. Johnson spins around, it goes to Locke. Locke, fake spin, off the window, a little hard, and it rolls out. He dashes down the floor, Gilvin steps into a three and drills it from long range.
And that's what Gilvin is going to do, find her spot there. That time, just the deep elbow, an excellent three.
It goes off the leg of Diarra. Gilvin wants to play quickly. Nifty pass over to Salary, and she'll get it to go.
And now if you're Mercer, you have to settle down the ball. This is exactly what Western Kentucky wants. Just get into your offense, slow the flow down.
Johnson surveys the floor. Narrowly gets to Diarra. Pass is nearly intercepted. It's off of Salary, out of bounds.
And from Diarra, I would like to see her just take that shot, go up with the floater. She's played the most minutes per game on this team, and she just hasn't found her stroke yet. Just 5 points per game. I would like to see her be a bit more aggressive attacking the basket.
Kroll has come in for Mercer. Locke down low, off the mark. Telegdi has the board, and now Hayes will rush it down the floor. Hayes through a pair of defenders, and she'll get it off the window.
Yeah, Hayes with the speed just blows by everyone. Mercer knows they have to guard the three-point line, get aggressive, and get right up on it. Instead, using the speed to get down low.
Impressive court vision that time from the Lady Toppers, who are out to a 9-2 run at the beginning of this game on the road. Diarra, tough shot. Now it's up for Gilvin, and Mercer will call the timeout. Coach Clark Hurd and her squad have given up 11 points in the opening, a little over 3.5 minutes of action. It's 11-2 here early on. Mercer's looking for some answers. We'll be right back to find out what they have after this. Mercer's brought Collins onto the floor. Aaliyah Collins, the 5'5" guard. And for Mercer, it was the same lineup as their last home game, with the exception of Bautista starting in place of Collins. Three-pointer off the rim from Knoll. Mead works her way around the arc. Now Mead bounces it down to Telegdi, and she's fouled on her way up.
Yeah, tough foul right there as Telegdi got the switch and was wide open down low. As we'll have some free throws from the charity stripe.
Now we'll toss it over to our sideline reporter, Nakaisi Hawkins, here for an update. As Mercer trails here 11-2.
Mercer starting center Ashley Locke is coming off of the week as she earned Player of the Week honors in the SoCon. Coach Michelle Hurd said that they need her to continue being a leader and allowing them the opportunity to play inside out. As for Western Kentucky, their assistant coach Tamika Johnson said that against this, quote, talented and well-coached Mercer team, they're going to have to be very disciplined. They're going to have to defend without fouling and execute on offense.
Thank you very much, Nakaisi. Our good friend Nakaisi Hawkins down there on the sideline. Glad to have him. Now Mercer trailing by 10. Got a foul called, and we'll have a substitution here from Western Kentucky as they'll bring Pratcher in.
And on the other side, Bautista comes in, so really trying to match the height of Western Kentucky here is Mercer.
Mercer 1 for 5 to start the game offensively. That won't help. It's turned over. Salary passes it down the floor to Hayes, and it's a layup. They have been really going in transition so far.
Yeah, Western Kentucky, I mean, they are one of the best in the country in conditioning. They can run on you all night off the ball and, of course, in transition. And right now, that is the big difference in this game. Mercer has to have better ball control and not let them get out and run.
Locke from long range. It would have been a long 2, but it misses. Salary, after getting the rebound, brings it down the floor, passes out to the corner for Hayes. Mead thought about the 3, goes up, and the floater falls. It's now 16-2.
And right now, Mercer just trying to find a way to stop the bleeding on either the offensive or the defensive side. Right now, they're just throwing a lot of errant passes on the offensive side. They need to slow it down and play their own brand of basketball.
Collins works around Bautista, hauls it up to her down low, and Bautista gets Mercer's second field goal of the opening quarter.
And there it is. Take advantage of the passing lanes when the Hilltoppers jump errant lanes otherwhere. You can get space down low. They're trying to jump the ball at the arc. Instead, get it down low to your forwards that can take advantage of the mismatches that they get. And right there, an excellent job on the finish by Bautista.
Stop the play for a moment. We had a spare ball bounce on the floor. Salary spots it up. The baseline J just barely misses. Bautista corrals the board, looks to go straight down the floor to Knoll, who connects from about 12 feet away.
Excellent job of recognizing the defense, setting your feet, and immediately spotting up and shooting. Great job.
Mead directs traffic. Hayes, Salary. Salary squares up and puts it in.
And if you just watch this Hilltoppers offense, they are always moving. No one is standing still. That is so challenging for a defense, and it gets you tired extremely quickly. We'll see how quickly Mercer goes to the bench and tries to bring in fresh legs to stop this off-ball movement.
Yeah, that's a good point, Joe. They've really been on it today. It's not easy to do on a weekday night on the road, and it's packed in by Salary. Knoll's scoop layup attempt was denied. It will still be Mercer possession.
And usually on the offensive side, when you're Mercer, you like to have an inbound below the net. But so far, the past couple of times they've had this opportunity, it's been quick turnovers. So important to have a important drive here. And of course, the corner 3 will do that.
Big corner 3 that time from Knoll. Gives Mercer a bit of momentum, cuts the lead to 9. Salary's got something to say about that as she cashes in that layup.
And again, that was just Mercer being scared of the three-point shot. They were expecting a pass to the corner and let up an easy drive right to the hole.
Diarra works around Bautista. You know, Mercer likes some of that pick and roll action. Knoll, after hitting a 3, misses that one. The Bears are down 11 here with Mead striding down the court. Mead crosses over on Johnson, draws a foul. It's a shooting foul, and a couple of shots on the way.
And interesting to see Locke, who has played the second most amount of time for these Mercer Bears, sitting on the bench. Not a usual spot for her, but it seems like the Bears want to get out and run and make this a track meet and also shoot threes, something we saw them do against Florida Atlantic. They shot 16 compared to the 3 they shot in their home opener. So they feel like they can keep up with a team like Western Kentucky, play that same brand, and maybe you see the differing ideologies as Locke checks back in after getting a breather.
Certainly, Locke will play a lot of minutes this season. When she goes to the bench, it's usually not for very long. Mead hits the free throw. You look at Mercer as well in the game against Florida Atlantic. You mentioned it in the open, Joe. At halftime, they were down 28-19. It was just a little too much, even though they played a competitive second half, weren't able to come back there.
Yeah, drawing even in the second half. It was a very good half for them. In the first, they allowed nearly 50% shooting from the floor for the Owls, so that was their downfall. In the second half, much better play.
The short layup attempt from Smith was short, as now Hayes comes the other direction. We say all that to tell you it's the second game in a row where Mercer's had a bit of a slow start. We'll see if they can overcome it here, again, still so early in this matchup. Timeout here for Western Kentucky, taken by Greg Collins, 7th season, a Louisville grad himself.
And of course, he took over for the now Mercer head coach in women's basketball, so a lot of storylines in this game. Mercer Bears trying to find her footing and bring this team back to a tournament appearance. I mean, they've made some just in this decade, so looking to keep that going and get back to prominence in the SoCon.
Nia bounces it over to Hayes. Kadur has it packed away. Smith has the steal for the Bears and puts it in. Counted and one.
What a great job to get out and somehow get that ball. It looked like the shot clock was dribbling down, and it looked like Western Kentucky almost fell asleep thinking, all right, that's the end of the possession. But still knowing, still chasing after the ball was Smith, and as you can see, eventually picking it up, getting fouled, and still getting two in a three-point play. Opportunity for her.
The foul goes against Kadur. Kadur getting some of her first minutes in this game. It'll be a three-point play for Mercer. It's exactly what the doctor ordered. Smith off the bench is providing a bit of a boost here in the opening quarter. Kadur rifles it, intercepted by Johnson. Johnson crosses over behind the back, fakes one way, goes up, and it's cleanly blocked. Mead, bouncer. Kadur puts it back up. That doesn't go either. It'll be Mercer possession. They're able to get back defensively to stop the WKU break.
Yeah, Locke, a good job there of picking up the ball for as long as she could, making sure there was no run to the basket, then switching over to the pass, getting a hand on it, and then it looks like she might have gotten the block on the second attempt. So Locke right now not showing up on the offensive stat sheet 0 for 3, but on the defensive side has been very important, anchoring down low.
Locke sends it over for Johnson. Pump fake, she'll put it on the deck and give it over to Smith. Shot clock's down to 7. Smith uses the dribble, it's tipped away. Hayes to Mead, fakes the jumper, passes it outside, and it's batted away. Locke was in the area there, now Diarra the other direction. And following the missed layup, we have a jump ball down low. It'll be Mercer possession with 40 seconds to go.
And it's almost seemed like Mercer has kind of drained Western Kentucky in a way that the Hilltoppers thought they would do, as since the 9-0 run that WKU went on, it's been all Mercer, keeping it close and still a 10-point lead for Western Kentucky, but I'm sure they would like to find their footing again. Right now, Mercer, the one with the foot on the gas.
Well, you know, Mercer won't make it easy on any team, especially at home. Locke in the middle. The whistle blows. We have a foul going against Hayes on that ball intended for Locke. Mercer has forced in the last 99 seconds 3 turnovers.
And of course mentioned, that's really the Hilltoppers game, but Mercer, we said they might try and change their game to look more like Western Kentucky, so we said that very early on, kind of leave their brand of basketball. I think they should still try and stick with it offensively, but right now they're jumping the defensive passing lanes and it's working out.
It's looped over Diarra, comes right to us here at the scorer's table, and it will be Western Kentucky possession. They'll take it out from underneath Mercer's basket.
And now Western Kentucky a chance with about 38 seconds left on the clock to just get one possession and shut down Mercer for the rest of this quarter and go into the second quarter on a high note, especially with a big lead.
So, over to Mead. Mead around a pick, finds a shooting lane and puts it in. Mead hits a tray. 25-12, 15 seconds to go. Diarra now to Bennett. Ariana Bennett goes up through some traffic. WKU with Hayes, bouncing it, Mead. She won't be able to do it again. Smith catches the rebound, and that will do it for the opening quarter. Western Kentucky has a decisive lead, up 25-12 at the break. We'll be right back with the second quarter coming at you right around the corner on ESPN+. We rejoin you after the opening quarter. Western Carolina is up 13, and they have really shot the ball well so far.
Yeah, and it's been in all facets of the game, from the three-point line, 2 of 4, from the free throw line, 3 of 4, 10 of 16 overall in the field goal attempts. That's really when they've been dominant, and of course, when they can get high percentage shots like that, even when they don't make them, Mercer has to foul, and then charity stripe shots are what Western Kentucky really succeeds at.
They are 3 for 4 on the evening so far. Now it'll be Salary getting a couple of shots. The foul there goes against Ariana Bennett. Bennett has come off the floor after the foul. That is the second foul on Bennett. That's why you see her exit there. Salary gets the second free throw. And after splitting a pair, Mercer's having to deal with some more press. The athletes from Western Carolina, the way that they've been able to press and then go up and down at will offensively, really were the story of the first 10 minutes. Diarra Smith spots it up. The long-range tray clatters off the rim.
And with a first-year head coach, of course, Clark Hurd with so much success across all levels with that corner three. With a first-year head coach, it's one of the harder things to instill in a team, is how to break a press, how to play in the transition, really get back and use your speed on both sides as these teams trade threes. It looks like they want to get out to a track meet, Luke, but that is one of the harder things to instill.
Chatfield hits a 3 on one end, and then Smith answers with a 3 on the other end. Mead puts it on the deck, driving baseline with determination.
What a talented handle. I mean, a couple of hesitation moves, just absolutely lost to Aspen Johnson. No chance there, and a good finish.
Bennett, Euro step attempt, and she's going to get a couple of free throws out of that. Blocking foul and a couple of shots to Mercer.
And I think Mercer might have gotten a bit lucky with that one, as didn't look like too much contact, but a chance for Diarra at the line to try and chip away at this Western Kentucky lead.
Mercer's made a couple of substitutions. Hannah Knoll is back in after scoring 5 points in a little over 5 minutes of action in the first quarter. Led the Mercer team in points in the early going.
Yeah, Knoll is brought in when they need a three-point specialist, someone they know can shoot from the arc or deep twos, and that's really what they've been missing so far this game. And you can even see her dipping back off your screen as they expect the transition defense. She's one of the faster players for Mercer.
A couple of free throw misses there from Diarra. So has a look around, and now it's Chatfield, who's fresh off a three-point make, passing it to Mead. Salary lofts up a J. Locke pulls down the board. Locke will take it down the floor. It's batted away. Pratcher uses her length. Now bounces it off to Salary. She'll corral it just in time. Pratcher rifles it back to Salary. A second opportunity, and it's nothing but net.
Yeah, and the Mercer sideline hot. They thought that ball was well out of bounds, especially after it was touched.
And we'll go into the media timeout. Mercer, in the pregame, we talked about how Zofia Telegdi and Ashley Locke were a matchup to watch. But so far, the Western Carolina guards have really stolen the show here.
Yeah, this guard pairing of Mead and Salary has been excellent. Together, they've shot a combined 11 shots, made 7 of them. Both have 9 points. They've been excellent so far, leading the offense, especially moving off ball when they don't have the ball, able to get open and hit threes.
Beautiful pass into Locke there. She's unable to convert. Utomi dashed in to help create some chaos. and good things happen. Mercer will get a second chance at this possession and take it out on this sideline.
And it's interesting to see Stephanie Otomi, her first appearance on the court for Mercer all season, brought in here early in this game against Western Kentucky.
You see her already bringing that energy off the bench. Mercer is a team that's still trying to figure out some of the depth and some of the rotation and the way that they're going to go about it this season. Still looking to see with this team what they have, as Harris misses right there at the end of the shot clock. So for Mercer, using some different pieces here at different times. It is 33-15, an 18-point game. Chatfield to So. Now over to Hayes. Utomi slaps that ball out of bounds. Now with 10 seconds on the shot clock, WKU will inbound.
And you can already see how Western Kentucky has decided to switch it up. They used their speed and transition offense to get this big lead, and now they want to settle it down a little bit, play a bit slower, drain the clock, get their legs rested back up again so they can do it late into the third and fourth. But right now they're content with their lead, just want to keep it where it's at.
Pratcher tipped away by Harris. It's back over the head of Harris from Locke. It's turned over, and the WKU press comes up with a turnover.
Yeah, an excellent job there of just trapping Locke right in the middle of the open floor. The Bears tried to get down the court too quickly, didn't give Locke any options for an outlet. She tried her only one and just too powerful as that one kicks out of bounds.
Well, both teams are in a bit of a drought here in the second quarter. Kentucky, has not scored in the last 2 minutes of action as Hayes nails a three. Mercer hasn't scored in the past almost 3 minutes.
The good old announcer's jinx there as a tough three-point shot converted on.
That'll do it, 36-15, WKU ahead. Collins loops it in, found her way to the hole and got it to go.
And that's what we saw a lot from her early this season. Of course, the first home game just 2 games ago, but that's really when she was dominant with that move, a little hesitation, use her speed to get down low.
Salary, counted and one. There's an attempted charge take there from Diarra, but it's a blocking foul.
Yeah, Diarra certainly looked like she still had her feet moving, so instead the block and a chance at the three-point play. As you can see, it's all about this off-ball movement for Western Kentucky. Just a good job to get out to the corner, the half spin, and you can see Diarra still coming over. Gets the blocking foul.
It's the right idea, just a little off on the execution there from Diarra. And here's Salary. She'll make the free throw. It's a three-point play for the graduate guard out of Jonesboro, Arkansas. Starting this season on a good note after ending last season on a high note with 22 points and 9 rebounds against Liberty in the Conference USA tournament. Collins, top of the key, now to Diarra. Diarra cross-court pass to Harris, under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Utomi is packed, but fouled by Pratcher.
And that was a good job by Utomi of using the body, kind of fighting her way back in. A little too much speed, didn't get a good angle, but using her back to kind of fall into the defender and get the call. An excellent job. And really, we mentioned the first, she's been on the floor, and right now she's the real spark of this Mercer offense and defense. Saw her just slap a pass out of bounds on the other side.
Stephanie Utomi, the 5'11" freshman from Detroit, Michigan. Missed her first free throw, has a chance to cut into the lead with the second, and makes it. Knoll comes back in for Mercer with Harris stepping out.
And of course, we mentioned Locke for the Mercer Bears early in this game as a key player to them. She is still being held scoreless.
Offensive foul against Chatfield. Well done by Collins defensively. Sticking tight to her down the floor.
Yeah, Chatfield just a little extra chicken wing there as she tried to create space to maybe open up a passing lane. Instead, the referee right there, right on the call.
Collins dashing around from right to left. Utomi gives it off to Diarra. Diarra looking for Locke. Utomi puts it up and in. It's been tough for Mercer to get inside the Locke. That's big to have another player, especially a freshman, step up there.
Yeah, and Utomi coming out of high school, I mean, she was one of the most dominant players in Georgia. A guard with that kind of height offers you so many capabilities on offense, and they're just using her height to get down low and finish with an excellent layup.
Hayes clicks it in there off the backboard. 4:40 to go until the half. It's a 21-point lead for the road team. Collins stops, gives it out. Utomi, 13-footer, bounces away. Locke traveled before the shot.
Yeah, she just wanted to use that extra step to get a little bit more room, and that was, unfortunately for her, a third step, and did not change up her direction or get it off in time. It looked like she maybe wanted to get the layup out of her hand before that foot landed, but not successful.
Locke is off to a bit of a tough start in this one. 0 for 4 from the field with 3 turnovers in 14 minutes of action. You can tell that WKU has circled her on the scouting report. Defended her well.
An interesting Mercer going to a zone here.
Salary outside. Floater coming from Hayes off the iron.
We've seen kind of aspects from Mercer of a subtle zone, that time a full 3-2 zone from them.
Utomi off the rim. Locke fights for it, gets it out to Diarra. Knoll up top. Diarra points for a pick. Now goes around one. Going to work on Hayes. Counted and one, going up through pressure. And is fouled there by Salary.
And mentioned, want to see a little bit more aggressiveness from Diarra. She's had all this time on the floor, has been excellent defensively. Here you can see, has the one-on-one, the help side comes, and she's able to fight through it and still get the bucket. And again, it seems like a lot of three-point opportunities today. Mercer Bears looking to capitalize one of their own.
Diarra continues to fight for the Bears. Now Bautista comes in for Utomi. WKU is 4 of their last 5 from the field. But Mercer with a chance at a 3-point play to help counter some of that damage. Free throws made.
And you mentioned the WKU offense. I mean, it is so rare, even early in a season, for a team to be averaging almost 88 points. WKU, after the first quarter, they were on track for 100 points again. They did that in their opener this season. Have slowed down a bit, but an absolutely historic offense so far.
Pratcher tries a 3-pointer. The rebound from Talegdi clatters off the rim. Jump ball. That'll be Mercer possession. Substitution here as Kadur will come back in.
And Kadur is a player the Hilltoppers are very excited about, the 6'1" guard, freshman from Egypt. Something and someone they really think they can develop over the future. Of course, just in her first year, but with her size and athletic ability, this is someone they're excited about for not just this year, getting her limited reps, averaging 4.5 points per game, but someone they think can be a real impactful player as her career goes on.
Johnson looping it toward the post for Locke. She attempts to go up. The ball was knocked away. Bautista back to Johnson. Mercer doesn't have a lot of time to work. 5 seconds to go for Johnson. Top of the key, Johnson. Stopped up, and she'll hit the jumper.
That's one where you'd kind of just throw it up there and hope it comes down in the right area. Johnson, circus shot, as it looked like she was almost getting fouled, but able to get it up in a tough finish from about 15 feet away.
Locke saw a gap there defensively, came to close out and forced Kadur to travel.
Looks like Meade, the senior guard who really leads this team, discussing what exactly the travel was. She thought it was clean. It looked close here, a 50-50 call. The refs say we're going to be a little bit tighter about it today and blow that one dead.
Diarra around the pick, going up around the world and drawing the foul. Everybody going everywhere. There's 3 Mercer players down. A couple of them are back up. Aspen Johnson's down there underneath the basket, helped up by a couple of teammates and all good to go. It's been tough. Every time Mercer tries to get inside, WKU has either blocked a shot or forced a pass back out, or if you get by, it's maybe a foul. It's been really tough to get a clean look on the inside here.
Yeah, WKU just does an excellent job of closing in. So much speed and aggressiveness that it seems like within a second, 4 or 5 players are on you, and it's impossible, but they're just so constricting. They do an excellent job of crashing in from the three-point arc and taking everything away. As you can see here, 3 players immediately crashing on Diarra. She's able to get the foul, but like you've said, that's made it hard for the Mercer offense as you see the extra collisions down below.
Well, that's what it was, okay. Diarra splits a pair. It's 41-26, down to a 15-point game. Mercer beginning to whittle away at that WKU lead that's been as large as 14. A correction, much larger than that. Spin around for Mead, off the rim. It's on the ground, jump ball.
Utomi, an excellent job of just somehow fighting for that. Looked like it kicked off a couple of feet. Utomi immediately diving on it like it's a fumble in football. Excellent job to get the possession arrow flipped. Of course, Western Kentucky will keep the ball.
WKU, sorry, Joe, is led by as much as 18 in this one. Mercer starting to cut away at it, continuing to fight, doing well in the second quarter, and defensively, they forced a 3-minute plus scoring drought that was nearly broken and now is broken as Telegdi gets the short shot.
Yeah, and WKU right now on the offensive board just absolutely outclassing Mercer. Locke not on the floor, and it just looked like Bautista was a bit lost.
It also broke a 6-0 Mercer run in the last 2 minutes of action. Telegdi flashes inside. Bautista chased the block, and Telegdi again has back-to-back point-blank shots made.
Yeah, and with Locke off the floor, it's going to be Bautista's job, and it just looks like Telegdi taking advantage of the more inexperienced forward.
Smith in rhythm, misfires on the 3. Mead continues bouncing it around. Bautista takes it away. Diarra to Smith. Utomi knocks it off of WKU, and it's Mercer possession.
And I'm interested that there was no call there. Mead got kneed in the head while on the ground. Thought we would have at least seen the play blown dead as she was holding her head. Glad to see she's okay, and a good play by Utomi on the backside to keep that Mercer ball after they did a tough job to win it.
Utomi inside, couldn't get over to Legdy, but there is a foul. 32 seconds to go until the halftime break. WKU possession.
Another chance for them to drain all the clock and get the last shot if they want it.
Mead to Chatfield. Telegdi thought about the 3, and they'll take a little more time off the clock. Chatfield hands it off to Mead. Telegdi, long range, off the rim. Mead comes back with it after the offensive board. Chatfield spots it up and misses there at the buzzer. 45-26, WKU has the advantage at the break.
Yeah, nearly 19-point lead for WKU, and it's been all about the offense. The defense was the story in the first quarter. In the second, the offense just started to run away with it. They were able to keep up with Mercer and do a little bit extra, and that's the reason we had the difference in this game. It has been a complete game from the Hilltoppers so far. Mercer will have to dig deep in the second half.
Well, here as Mercer trails heading into 45-26 here at the half as the players on the Mercer team re-enter the court. We'll take a look at some of the numbers from the first half of action.
Yeah, and you can really see it. The big difference for me is field goal percentage. Western Kentucky, it's about the same amount of shots, but they've just been able to convert a lot more open looks for them, especially behind the three-point arc. And that's really just the difference in this game is Western Kentucky has been making every shot hard for Mercer. Mercer hasn't been exactly able to do the same, allowing the Hilltoppers to take a big lead so far.
That's right, and the road team shooting well, over 50% from the field, 40% from three. Got a few top performers, Meade 9 points, Hayes 11 points, among others. They really are strong so far. Now as we take a look for Mercer, this is a non-conference game. The Bears from the SoCon and Western Kentucky plays in Conference USA. So as we take a look at the Southern Conference preseason poll and where the Bears are expected to be right now, about 7th place in the SoCon, as you see here on your screen.
Yeah, not a lot of respect being given Mercer's way, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. That just comes when you have a lot of program change. You have a first, and right now he's got the advantage in this one. In his 6 seasons here, he's amassed 100 wins already. That was something that Clark Hurd hit very quickly. So you can see they have a very close percentage of wins and a lot of wins racked up for this team as he's won over 70% of his games at home. Just an insane number. He's done excellent so far, especially on the defensive side. Like we said earlier, 4 of the last 5 seasons, top 30 in the nation in steals. So that's his bread and butter and what he likes to instill in the Lady Toppers.
No doubt about it. Under Coach Collins, they're 83-24 when holding opponents below 70 points. They're on pace to do it today. But Michelle Clark Hurd and her offense are looking to get going here. She's in her first season at Mercer, putting together some of the pieces on this team.
Yeah, and when we asked her at the start of the season, what do you want from your team? The first thing out of her mouth was 70 points per game. Right now, they're not on that pace, so she is very focused on the offense, and on the defensive side, she wants to play it straight up, man-to-man. That's what she loves to do. She likes to take advantage of matchups. So those are 2 things that we're going to see if Mercer can get back to.
Mercer will begin the second half with possession as we are underway in the 3rd quarter. Mercer didn't score the last 2 minutes of the 3rd quarter. They're looking to reverse that trend with Bennett on the wing.
And you can already see with the fresh legs out of the half that the Hilltoppers doing a very good job of staying close to their counterparts in the Mercer Bears.
It's an offensive board there from the high effort, high energy guard Collins. We have a foul down low that's off the ball.
I think it was Locke doing her best job to get open and just hands full. Legby got a little bit too handsy and a little too much physicality down low.
The inbounds play is tapped away. Mercer will get possession again.
And for Mercer, this is a good thing. They can take it in from the sideline. They've been struggling from beneath the basket, so maybe a couple more opportunities here to complete a pass and start your offensive breakout.
As you say, Joe, that foul was on to Legby. That's her first foul. Here's Knoll from long range. It bounces away. Bennett gets the rebound, and Mercer, with a couple of offensive boards, sees the benefits. It's quickly whipped in for Salary, and there's a foul called. It's a push against Knoll.
Mercer working hard out of the break there. Body's already crashing for them. Of course, 2 offensive boards coming out a different team.
Out of play off of Mercer. Might have been last touched by Locke. It'll be Meade to put it in play.
And you can see the physicality picking up here. Before really we even started the inbound, it looked like Bennett got tangled up with Salary, and that was the call there.
An off-ball foul there against Mercer. Hayes spots it up. Locke pulls down the board.
And again, we started to see it in the first half, but that was, again, zone from the Mercer Bears. Not something they're akin to, but something they're going to try out. Might be a couple more open threes for the Hilltoppers.
No launches and is off the mark. Hayes wants to move quickly. Mead, amazing pass back inside. We have a foul.
And Noel
goes against Noel.
Fired up after that one. She didn't think she made much contact at all, and I'd have to agree it was just a bit of a body bump, not too much there, but we've seen the whistle blown a lot early, trying to keep this game under control, as it's been a lot of physicality here early, as Telegdi goes crashing down that time after the forced turnover.
Mercer puts it in play with Locke. They're facing a little bit of pressure here. It's looped over for Locke. Collins working on Mead, around a pick, dashes inside, kicks it out to Diarra. Back for Locke, tries the hook shot and misses. Last touch by Mercer, it'll be WKU possession.
A very different game than what we saw early on. A lot of physicality now, bodies crashing into each other. Instead of the fast-paced sprint game, we almost saw a track meet in the first half. Now everything's slowed down as bodies crash into each other.
Here's Mead holding on to the ball. Utomi gets the board. 45-28. Coach Clark Hurd animated in her communication with the team as Diarra takes it down to the block and puts it home. Hayes gets it the other direction.
Mercer falling asleep there, just no one getting back. It was Diarra who had just finished under the net, the first one back. Everyone else has to get back a bit quicker. Falling asleep at the wheel there was Mercer.
It's tough to do, but that effort's so important against a big-time team like WKU. Utomi, that'll be an offensive foul as Telegdi hits the deck. Smith comes back in for Mercer. The foul goes against Locke.
And now Locke in a bit of trouble will have to head off, as of course she just committed the foul there. Just her first of the night, but she immediately has a discussion with head coach Clark Hurd about something she saw.
Hayes slides inside and gets the two-pointer.
The first bucket for Western Kentucky, just based off speed. They get the switch there. They know through the zone that a defender is going to start to back off and not exactly stay with her. She does an excellent job of using her speed to get the open layup.
Collins around the pick, now Diarra. 5 on the shot clock. Collins lifts it up, pulls it back down, and is able to cash it in right at the end of the shot clock. Telegdi has a look around. Salary spots it up. Airballs the long-range jumper.
Telegdi, good awareness there. She saw the air ball come in and was able to pick off the offensive board and give Western Kentucky another possession.
Salary a little heavy on the layup attempt. Thought she had some contact there. The ball gets away from Utomi.
Just looked like it went right off her foot there as she tried to stop her handle. It'll be an inbound for Western Kentucky.
It's a 17-point ball game here. Gilvin with the overhead pass to Salary. Telegdi to Mead. Around the pick. Mead, shifty on the ball, spins away and connects on the J.
Mead has just been so good today, creating space, an excellent job there. Just a little fadeaway. When you don't have the height, you have to get space somehow to get your shot off. An excellent job of creating that.
For the second year in a row is preseason All-Conference USA. We have an off-ball foul. The foul goes against Smith there, offensive foul.
And that's already going to be the 5th team foul for Mercer, not even halfway through the third quarter.
Locke comes back in for Bautista. Ball inbounded as Mercer's applying some pressure. Mead, All-Conference USA second team and all-defensive team last season. Perfect from the free throw line in 35 games in her career. Now she'll send this pass for Hayes, the team's leading scorer the past couple of seasons. Who puts that in?
And Mercer has to go back to the zone. That's what's been working. Again, they switch back to man, and the last 2 possessions have been too easy for the Hilltoppers.
Collins turns it over. Here comes Salary. Hayes for 3. Harris over to Collins. Collins again serving as the ball handler again on this Mercer possession. Hoops it in for Locke. Locke's hook shot goes, and those are her first points of the game.
Yeah, the key player of this game for the Mercer Bears held scoreless for almost 26 minutes. Good job on the turnaround there to make that one fall.
Gilvin wanted to get the shot up. It was batted away, and it's Mercer possession.
That one, another good opportunity for Western Kentucky, however, as they were wide open. That pass was there, just couldn't hit it.
We'll be right back after the break. More coverage in the third quarter after this. Jenkins on the sideline.
Before the game, Coach Hurd emphasized wanting to defend well during transition and limit three-pointers. After a hot start from beyond the arc, the Lady Toppers are now shooting below 33% from 3. We'll see if the Bears are able to lean on their defense in order to close this gap, or if Western Kentucky catches fire again from deep.
Thank you very much, Kennedy. Good work down there on the sidelines today between Kennedy and Nakaisi. Glad to have them with us on our team here. And Joe, it's 53-34. WKU in possession here, and in the back half of the third quarter, continuing some of the good work they had in the first half as Mead is off on the tray.
Yeah, they know that all they have to do is really get into cruise control. No team loves to do that. You always love to really keep up high tempo, and that's your thing. But right now, with as big as a lead as they have, they don't want to overextend themselves and lose it that way. So they've done a good job of slowing it down a little bit, playing an offensive brand they're used to, but maybe it's not their favorite, doing a good job of keeping their lead so far.
Diarra out to Harris. Mercer needs a good offensive possession. They've had 4 turnovers in the past 3 minutes. That's what the doctor ordered there. Harris has a long 2-pointer out of the break.
Yeah, foot was just inside the line there, but still a good way to break a scoring drought.
On the bright side for Mercer, 4 of their last 4 attempts from the field. Gilvin inside. Salary to Mead. Around the horn to Legdy, tries the long one. Mead picks it off. Hayes inside to Legdy. 1 dribble and a foul called down low. That'll be on Palaska.
And interesting to see this. Locke committed the turnover. She tried bringing the ball up the court after getting the rebound. And immediately, head coach Michelle Clark-Hurd called for a substitution. So not liking the mistakes that the Bears are making, these unwarranted, unfounded, really, mistakes. Immediately, the head coach goes, hey, can't be doing that when we're down this big. We need to chip away and not give away possessions here.
Clark-Hurd continues to talk with Locke there on the sideline. It's the point in the season where it's early, it's non-conference play. You want to have things together by conference play, so it's a time where you say, okay, this is a teaching moment. It's a chance to talk and learn and communicate. That's what they're doing. Mercer has plenty of potential with this roster, and Coach Clark Hurd is coaching up the squad as they go throughout maybe some of the growing pains earlier in this game against a tough team.
Yeah, and this is really a true matchup for them where you see what you're made of. It's a chance to see what we're going to do when we face these tough situations in conference play. And right now they're doing a good job of slowing down Western Kentucky's offense, but on their offensive side of the ball, head coach Clark Hurd is seeing a lot of improvement that can be made.
Diarra misses the short one. Now it's breaking the other way. Hayes, bounce pass, unselfish play to Salary, and it's a 20-point game.
Yeah, good job there, as the only one to get back was Harris. No other help. She read it immediately that it was going to be a turnover, but can't defend the 2-on-1 by herself.
Harris, nifty pass down low for Bennett, who's in trouble and gets fouled. Had 3 defenders coming at her from all around, and the foul goes against Hayes.
And this is really what Western Kentucky has done well, is they collapse every time that Mercer's in the paint. And what Mercer's failing to do is realizing, if I have 3 people on me, someone's open. I got to pick my head up and look where to dish this ball out to. Instead, Mercer's been content to try and force up these tough shots. Western Kentucky doing a good job defensively. If Mercer's not going to take the open pass, keep doing this, keep crashing down and defending your paint.
Bennett makes the first free throw. Mercer now 5 for 9 from the stripe today. Make it 6 for 10. Bennett is pure from the line. Now it's just over a minute to go in the third quarter. Hayes outside for Salary. Thought about the mid-range. Now Meade wants the long shot. It'll bounce off, rebounded by Utomi. Harris loops it, rewarding Utomi for running the floor. The foul's called after the missed shot.
And of course, with that foul, Western Kentucky, a chance to come all the way down the floor here, go to the charity line.
Under a minute to go. They're in the bonus as WKU really done well in a few aspects in this game. Some things that have set them apart include points in the paint and fast break points. They're up 36-18 in paint points and 20-5 in fast break points. They've done plenty of things well. Those are some of the best aspects for them so far.
Yeah, and that really tells the story. Of course, mentioned Mercer not doing a good job of passing out of the paint, and of course, this Hilltoppers transition offense has just been absolutely dominant this entire game. Easy to see why they're in front.
Harris works off to the left, crashing inside, and it's a foul called. It's a couple of shots upcoming now for Mercer's Talia Harris.
And Harris, the freshman, has been good off the bench as well. She's had a good game since coming in. And we're seeing these rotations come in for Mercer that we're not too used to, as these freshmen get a bit more playing time than they've had earlier in this season, as the Bears look to see what they have deep on the bench.
Harris, a freshman out of Fishers, Indiana. Mercer with Harris and Utomi out there. Stephanie Utomi, that is. Playing with a couple of freshmen on the floor at the same time. Free throws made.
And a chance at a 2-for-1 here if Western Kentucky hurries. Looks like they'll be content to find the best shot, though.
The Lady Toppers now with Hayes passing it over. Meade, no look past the Salary.
Now Mercer with a chance to end this quarter on a good note. 10 seconds left in the game clock.
Harris up to Locke. Clock ticking down, under 5. Noel dribbling back out from the logo. It's blocked away by Hayes, and that'll do it for the third quarter. 58-39. Western Kentucky on the road, dominating here through 3.
19-point deficit. Toby, the Mercer Bears mascot, but right now Mercer a chance to close this game out on a high note, and of course Western Kentucky just has to keep their big lead under control.
Shot clock's down to 5. So, bit of a no-look shot there, scooping it up over her shoulder. It misses. Now it's Locke off to Diarra as Mercer gets their first possession of the last quarter. Can the Bears go on some type of a magical run here at home? Diarra outside. Harris, long 3. And it's out of bounds. WKU possession.
Yeah, they'll say Locke was the last to touch it, so those in the red and black get to take it up the court. And like I said, really, they don't have to do too much. Just kind of have long possessions here. They don't necessarily even need to end in baskets, but as long as they can drill some time off this clock, they'll be very successful in this late part of the game.
Meade has the offensive board. Now Chatfield holds onto the ball. Meade has 13 points, Hayes has 17, and Salary has 12. Those are the only 3 players in this game in double figures. Meade adds to her total, now up to 15 points. They've got 3 players on the WKU side with a dozen or more. Just shows some of the balance they have in their attack.
Yeah, and it really runs through the guards as that story tells, and they've done an excellent job of facilitating this team as well. Multiple assists, especially for Meade, who has 4 tonight to add to her point total.
Diarra stop and pop, won't convert. Jump ball, possession arrow will keep it on this side of the floor.
Yeah, good job from Locke to kind of crash over and help her partner and create that little bit of a trap there and reach in and get the jump ball.
8:08 to go in the fourth.
A little bit of a new look from Mercer as Smith and Bautista check in.
Now Diarra is getting things set. Diarra tied for the team lead in points for Mercer with 6, 2 of 7 from the field. Smith is off the mark on the 3. And it's now WKU possession.
Yeah, and a slow fourth quarter here, and I mentioned that's going to play into the Hilltoppers' hands. All they have to do is hold a 21-point lead. If it takes Mercer that long to get good shots off, it will be a bad sleep for them, especially with shots like that on the other side.
Bingo there for Meade on the 3. That's 18 points on 6 of 12 from the field for the guard. Locke tries Bautista. It's batted away. Cratcher was all over that one. Meade loops it over the top. Cratcher, after the defensive play, won't be able to hit the shot.
Yeah, and if Western Kentucky can just keep their good defense going and the offense working, just 1 or 2 more possessions for them, and we could be unofficially calling it a night, and Mercer will just look to find some improvements, something that they can go to sleep happy about. So we'll see if that develops, and right now it's looking that way.
Well, and if you look at some of the bright spots for Mercer, they've led in bench points 21-3 so far. There's a foul committed in the paint. That'll go against Bautista. Mercer's bringing Ariana Bennett in. She's playing with 4 fouls, something to watch out for as Bautista checks out.
Yeah, and Mercer has things to look forward to. In the third quarter, we only saw 16 total points, and they were split 8-8. So Mercer has played a much better second half. Just comes down to the fact that that first half wasn't exactly your best of the season, and you have things to improve on. But certainly bright spots, and for Western Kentucky, it's been seemingly all bright spots. They've done an excellent job today on the offensive side and the defensive side. many things to be proud about as they look to make a deep run later in the postseason.
They certainly do. Substitution being made here as we have Gilvin checking out, Mead checking out. Salary sets this in motion.
And you mentioned the difference in bench points. Really, Western Kentucky loves to run everything through their starting five. Now, as we get late in this game with a 24-point lead, they'll start to see more bench players that they want to develop as they get late into the season. Of course, early now, but they're trying to discover who they have and who they can rely on in case injuries or tiredness and fatigue starts to set in.
Hayes up and under and in. Nice composure to extend the lead out to 26 points. That's the biggest of the night.
Yeah, Mercer has been unable to put a point up on the board in this fourth quarter. It's been a struggle. And right now, Western Kentucky just doing enough on the offensive side to extend their lead to the biggest of the night.
Bennett, a valiant effort, but not rewarded there with the points. Chatfield outside for Salary. Bingo! It's a big three and a bit of icing on the cake for Western Kentucky. 60 Harris down the floor. Harris, 17-footer is pure.
Yeah, Mercer breaking the 10-0 run that dates back to the start of this fourth quarter. So their first points on the board in this past 10 minutes, or excuse me, to start the past 10 minutes. So looking to get some momentum off that and finish this game out strong.
Hayes comes down with the offensive board. Salary lofts it up. She hit a big three leading into the break. The assist came from Chatfield, and Mercer took the 30-second timeout.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, Hayes for Western Kentucky on a double-double watch. An excellent night, of course, 19 points for her, but 8 rebounds as well.
Talia Harris gets that shot to go. She's had some good moments here so far. 7 points, 3 of 5 from the field with a made free throw. All in 13 minutes of action. Maybe auditioning for more playing time. Hayes kisses it off the window, and WKU will take a timeout, now up 70-43.
Yeah, and this is certainly the mark that Western Kentucky wanted.
70-43. WKU leads Mercer here as the Bears are rotating through some of their bench, and it's up and good for Stefanaki.
The guard from Idaho State, originally from Greece. Someone they're looking forward to, the redshirt freshman, her first bucket.
Collins opportunistic and cashing in off of the turnover. Kadur dashes down the floor. Pratcher slashes inside and rolls it in off her fingertips.
An excellent job there on the ball fake. Looked like she was going to pass out, instead cut right to the rim for the easy layup.
Stay tuned post-game. We are told we will have a Mercer player interview following this one. Collins loops it up. It's a foul on the floor. That'll go on Kadur, pushing foul.
Yeah, Kadur, a hard matchup for her there. Just doesn't really have the size to stay with Locke. Perhaps something good for her in the future to learn how to guard bigger forwards.
Bennett out to Collins. Chatfield, big pass to Kadur, and the finish in rhythm.
Quarterback wide receiver action right there, running the floor. An excellent job, Kadur, calling for the pass. Right on the money, easy finish.
Harris has it intercepted by Chatfield, who read that one like a book. Chatfield off the fingertips of Bennett, back to her. 74-47. Smith is at the table to check in for Mercer at the next possible opportunity. WKU is 3 of their last 3 from the field. Chatfield misses on that, gets her own rebound, and pumps it in.
Almost works like a pass to herself, didn't hit any of the rim as her momentum continued under it, and able to pick it back up and get the easy layup.
Able to clean up the mess and extend the lead. Stefanaki lost the handle on it. Now it's to Harris. Harris has excelled as a shooter in multiple moments so far this season. There she is from the elbow.
Yeah, it was a good closeout from the Hilltoppers as well. Harris, a good shot. Able to fight through it. Looked like the eye screen as a hand came in and tried to cloud her vision. A good job to get the shot rattle in.
Mercer's on a bit of a run. 5 of their last 6 from the field. There's Chatfield again. Now she's got 7 points in 18 minutes of play. Bennett a couple of steps down the floor, left it short.
Yeah, and Chatfield from New Zealand, really the future of this guard position, a sophomore. As you've seen, she's really been the 3rd guard that the Hilltoppers have turned to, but a chance for her to be the point guard for the rest of the season. 13 points per game, and another good night from her.
Chatfield, one of 5 international players for WKU, as now Locke commits the foul on the shot. Pratcher heads off to the free throw line.
It's been a lot of Hayes, but Chatfield, Hayes, Salary, a good group of 3 guards that have been excellent so far this season, all over averaging over 10 points per game. And of course, Hayes has been dominant tonight, leading that guard group, as she just went over 20 points just about 2 minutes ago.
WKU shooting 65 times from the field today. They've hit 6 threes and shot 49% on their field goals. Collins pulls down the board and races away across midcourt. Collins got her step, pulls it back out, goes around Locke, sends it off to the corner. Spin cycle, and it's blocked away. Foul there, it'll go on Pratcher as Diarra was making a nice run to the hoop.
Yeah, whenever you shoot around 50% and start to get towards that 20 total assist marks, you know you've had a great night. That's what Western Kentucky sits at, 49% and 16 assists. So that explains why their offense has been so dominant, and Mercer a chance to break 50 here.
First free throw misses off the rim. Diarra with 38 seconds to play, splits a pair and gets Mercer up to the 50-point mark.
And Western Kentucky in this game never trailed. We had 1 tie early, but it's just been absolute dominance from the Hilltoppers.
Kader off her fingertips. Collins leading the break and is fouled on the shot. Now 19.5 seconds to go. Mercer's at the line again.
And it's good to see the Bears play through the final buzzer. Of course, Collins playing hard as she always does, but that's really what you want to see from a young, inexperienced team, to play through the buzzer, try and make this one as close as possible, and of course, get some good notes to end on.
Collins now up to 7 points there with the made free throw. Collins has 7, Diarra has 7. The leader on the Mercer team is Talia Harris with 9 points, 4 of 6 shooting. Now it's 8 points for Collins, second leading scorer in this one, as Smith pulls it in. She is fouled, and now Mercer will be back at the line just 3 seconds later.
And again, just playing through the final buzzer. There, Western Kentucky, if they can break the press, it's over, but instead, an excellent job from Smith to get the steal and get a chance at some free throws.
Mercer makes that one. At the line, Kayla Smith, the junior from Lakeland, Florida, makes both of them. 78-54. Mercer scrambling after the ball. It's looped over the top to Kadur. Kadur will pull it back out as the clock will expire. 78-54 is your final. WKU comes into Macon and has a convincing win on the road.
Yeah, just a very well-played game from WKU.